I couldn't finish a sentence. Every time I started explaining something, I got interrupted. Mid-thought, mid-update, mid-explanation. I stopped trying to say everything in meetings and started sending summaries instead. At first, it didn't seem intentional. Fast-paced meetings, lots of voices, people jumping in. But over time, a pattern formed. Whenever I spoke, my manager would cut in. It wasn't occasional. It was consistent. I'd start. The issue we're seeing is... And before I could finish, yeah, I get it. Let's just move on. Except they didn't get it. Because the details mattered. My role involved explaining risks, dependencies, technical constraints, timeline impacts. If those details weren't heard, decisions were made without full context. And that led to problems later. At first, I tried to adjust. Speaking faster. Summarizing more, jumping straight to conclusions. But interruptions still happened. One meeting stood out. I was explaining a potential issue that could delay a project. I got interrupted halfway through. The meeting moved on. No one heard the full explanation. A week later, that exact issue caused a delay. When the delay came up, my manager asked, "Why wasn't this flagged earlier?" "Primera pa usted," then said, "I mentioned it in last week's meeting." They frowned. I don't remember that. Of course they didn't. I hadn't been allowed to finish. I didn't argue. I didn't bring up the interruptions. I changed how I communicated. After the next meeting, I sent an email. Subject: meeting summary. Key points and risks inside. I wrote what was discussed, what decisions were made, what risks were identified, what remained unresolved, including the parts I hadn't been able to say out loud. My manager replied, "Thanks, this is helpful." Simple, but important, because now the information existed in writing. After every meeting, I sent a summary. Not long, not emotional, just clear. If I was interrupted, the full explanation went in the email. Slowly, something shifted. Fewer misunderstandings, fewer missed details, fewer "why wasn't this mentioned" moments. Because everything was documented. A few weeks later, another issue came up. Same situation, same type of risk. But this time, when the question came, "Why wasn't this flagged?" I didn't explain. I forwarded the summary email with the exact point highlighted. The response was immediate. Got it. No debate. No confusion. Because it was written. Over time, those summaries built a record. A timeline of what was said, what was missed, what was decided. And something else became clear. The interruptions weren't stopping. But they mattered less, because they no longer controlled the outcome. My manager eventually said, "You've been sending a lot of follow-ups." I replied, "Just making sure everything is clear." That word again. Clear. Eventually, something subtle changed. In meetings, when I started speaking, there were fewer interruptions. Because everyone knew, if it wasn't heard now, it would show up in the summary later. You can't always control how people communicate, but you can control how information is recorded. If your voice gets cut off, your documentation doesn't. My boss kept interrupting me, so I stopped relying on meetings and started sending summaries. Because conversations fade, but written records don't. If you like videos like this, subscribe to Desk Job Justice.